Do you need to be connected all the time, part of the time, or are you on a schedule? I have found that my connection with just AT&T and Verizon, I use a hotspot for each, and that allows me to connect just about anywhere. I do not use Starlink right now, and maybe I will sometime in the future. But some of the downsides for me in considering Starlink was, one, it was the cost, of course, but uh, thinking about how I would use it. Starlink is fantastic when you don't have cell service, and coincidentally, where I am right now is in the mountains, and I'm in a canyon, and I'll show you the outside here shortly. But I am in a canyon, and I don't have cell service. It's a rare thing. Usually, between my AT&T hotspot and my Verizon hotspot, I'm able to get to most. I'm able to get most cellular connections. See, this is my hotspot here, and I have an antenna up on the window, and between this hotspot and I have a hotspot on top of the RV, it's just a data card that I plugged into the RV on top of the roof. There's a, boy, I'm trying to remember the name of of the the device up on top, and in essence, it's a hotspot that came with the RV, and you buy a data card and you stick it in that device up on top, and you're able to connect via a Verizon or AT&T or what have you. So I have a redundant system. I have AT&T and I have Verizon, and when I get on my laptop, like I'm planning to do right now, I get on my laptop, all I have to do is connect to either one of those Wi-Fi networks, and I'm able to get on and do my work as needed. Um, but as I mentioned here today, the I don't currently have a cellular signal, and something like Starlink would be fantastic for a day like today. However, I don't need to connect today, and I think that's the important thing: is what is your need? Is your need that you need to be connected anytime, all the time, or is it most of the time? My wife and I have traveled roughly 50,000 miles on this RV now, and through our travels to Florida, New York, and California, and, and around the United States, 90% of the time, 95% of the time, we have a cellular signal and we're able to connect as we need to. Um, so it hasn't been a problem. But there can be rare occasions like today where having the cellular or having the Starlink would be helpful, but it's not a need. It's not a necessary thing for me today. So I didn't. I don't think that it's worth the money for me, but it might be for you if you need to be connected all the time. So I'm gonna. What I do is I have a antenna, and let me show you that a little bit. I have this antenna that I connect with, add to the Wi-Fi hotspot, and that gives me a better signal than what I would normally get. So you probably want that, and that is definitely helpful to have. Um, have two, have a redundant, two redundant cellular signals, and connect to your Wi-Fi, and you're able to work remotely on the road or wherever you're at. Um, Very handy and helpful to be able to do your work or to be able to get online as you need to anytime you're in a campground. You know, you may want to watch movies, what have you. And that's the other benefit, is you can see I have a TV behind me, and I have another TV here. The other benefit is you can pick up Roku or uh, you know, any kind of TV connections to be able to watch the channels that you want to watch. So having those two cellular hotspots is the answer for me. But at times, like now, that you may not be able to get a connection when you're in a canyon, let's say in a, you know, in the mountains of Colorado. So keep that in mind. Starlink would be a good option for something like that, if you need to stay connected. So that's my answer for you. Two cellular hotspots, have them both working, redundant. It's, you know, each one is, I would say, I don't know, I think the hotspot is $50 a month. And I don't use all of the data. I think they're 100 gigs or so each. And I probably use about 50 gigs a month per hotspot, roughly. So, you know, unlimited use is not necessary unless you are running lots of videos and you're gaming or what have you. Then you're going to want to have additional data on your hotspots. But about 50 gigs per hotspot, 100 gigs per hotspot should do it. And you know, the price is not terrible. Keep that in mind. I think Starlink is unlimited, so if you need a lot of data, that might be the way to go. I'm trying to think of what else you might need to know about that, but I can't think of anything offhand. Do that. It's really simple. You connect your laptop to your cellular signal, whichever one happens to be connected at the time, and you're able to do your work. So that's it for now. Stay tuned for the next video. If you have been watching this entire video and you appreciate the content, please subscribe, leave a comment. I'll try to answer your questions. And of course, I will show more of the RV and surrounding area of Colorado. That's it. Goodbye.